Hey, what's up everyone? Brandon Weaver here once again, and today I want to talk to you about not buying a car. Alright, so another negative statement here, don't buy a car. But again, it's positive because it's going to free up a lot of equity, a lot of cash for you, a lot of time for you. This was my experiment back in July or last summer. I sold my car. We rely on public transportation. We rely on Uber, Lyft, renting a vehicle. We just rented a vehicle recently with my Southwest points, my miles that I earned with my Southwest travel credit card. So you gotta have good credit to do that. But it was a free 2 days. I had the car for free, 2 days, 10,000 miles. It was wonderful. I was able to take care of a lot of stuff I needed to take care of. You know what, if you want, I'm sure a lot of you have tried Uber already, but if you want to try Uber, you need a free Uber ride and haven't used a code before, you can use mine, UBERBRANDONWEAVER. UBERBRANDONWEAVER, I'll put it in the description box below. Put that code in, it's a free ride for you. You can test it out and try it yourself and stop using your car so much and see if you can do public transportation. We walk a lot, which is really good. It's really good because I had knee surgeries and hip surgeries, and it set me back financially and with my credit and whatnot, and being able to constantly get out there and walk helps rehabilitate and keep me healthy and strong. What you can do is do your own experiment, try using Uber, Lyft, walking, and you will start to be more mindful of where you go, how much time is spent on traveling and driving, and how much money you spend just on your incidentals of being out, spending on gas, spending on insurance, the liability of all of that. You know, getting one ticket here in LA is $70 parking ticket or $80 parking ticket. Luckily I don't have a car anymore, so I don't have that liability. I got a pretty bad illegal U-turn ticket out in Santa Barbara. Shooting a film, I was simply trying to make a U-turn to park, and I messed up, and it was a $300 ticket, and I thought, this is really expensive. It's very difficult because we all make mistakes. That's the thing too, is I want to relate to you, is that, you know, we all make mistakes. It's not your fault. A lot of the systems you're put into are designed to be revenue services and cash flow for your city or your municipal system or whatnot. I think it's time for you to utilize those facilities that you are paying for. The bus is actually pretty good. I mean, the bus is really good in Los Angeles. I don't know where you are, so perhaps you're like, I absolutely have to get a car, and we'll get back to that in just a sec. So I would say do that, try it out. You're gonna be more mindful, and you're gonna save a ton of money. I'm saving a good deal of money. This is how we build wealth, all right? We're gonna save and invest. Make more money. It's so important. You earn more money, spend less, invest, and what we invest in is ourselves, our time. Business, creating your own business, entrepreneurship is number one on how you can build wealth. And then you can invest wherever you want to invest, and you can figure out the stock market stuff, because I don't do that. I don't invest that way. Not yet, at least. But it's about freeing up your time. When you have that extra money, you can free up that time. And much like traveling, that frees up your time when you're not driving the car. When I'm in the Uber, I was in the Uber yesterday. I was in the Uber yesterday, and I was able to read, I was able to do some guided meditation, I was able to get down and listen to music, whatever I wanted to do. I didn't have to drive, I didn't have to take that liability, I didn't have to worry about somebody maybe hitting the car, because I've had a car hit 2 years ago, totaled one of my little teeny tiny, I used to drive a Geo Metros. Geo Metros were the most economical car for me. And I started to boil it down after I had a budget. I'm like, man, someone totaled my car, and one of Jared's cars was totaled, hit and run. These types of things was like, well, either I had the liability insurance on, that's just the cheapest, or I had to have a whole comprehensive coverage of the insurance, which was even more money. And I'm thinking, this doesn't make any sense. I'm spending all this money for my car just to sit. If I don't drive the car, like if you buy a new car, just the economics of it, you're gonna spend what? $200 a month. Cheapest probably is like $200 a month on a payment. And then you gotta spend what, maybe another $100 a month on insurance. And if you don't own the car outright, you gotta get the full package, right? You gotta get the whole kit and caboodle I was looking into. So it's, let's just say 200 is $400 a month just to have the vehicle sitting. As if you don't drive it. Now you're like, hey Brandon, come on. I don't drive the car. It's still $400 a month plus gas, $50, $450. It's a good deal. Is it a good deal? $450? Have you done the math? Have you looked at it? Have you tried using Uber to and from work? Is that actually gonna cost you the same amount of money or less? And you don't have to drive, you could sleep, you could do whatever, you could get on the rail. I don't know where you live, perhaps you're not as fortunate to be in a large city with the awesome municipal system. However, if you are driving to work, I would really encourage you to look into potentially moving closer to work, finding a position that is closer to your home, or a job that's closer to your home or career, or maybe once you start keeping a budget, and I'll do another video on a budget, keeping a budget and understanding how much money you are actually spending to go to work, and that perhaps going to work and not actually being able to keep up with your lifestyle of having a vehicle and having the expensive rent overhead, whatever it is that you have, perhaps you're like, I'm actually going to work and losing money. I'm actually going to work and enslaving myself because I don't have my finances in order, and the car is one of those reasons. So I would say be very cautious about buying a car, buying a new car, leasing a car. I'd say stay away from leases because you're pretty much renting someone else's vehicle, and you're like, hey, they take care of the maintenance and they take care of all that, and that's included in the price, and it's a good deal. The problem is when you get one little parking ticket or one little thing that's outside their warranty, or one little thing that it pushes your $50, $100 up, or paying for the gas, or you're like, hey, I don't have any parts, I don't have any of that. Okay, cool. Well, what are you gonna do at the end of your lease, 3 years or whatever you paid to rent this car? What are you gonna do then? Are you gonna, you basically paid all this money for this vehicle that you don't own. Oh, I'll buy it. Oh, at the depreciated rate, even though they're gonna charge you more. I mean, you really wanna think about those things prior to doing that. And then you had all that money that you spent on insurance. So you're like, hey, Brendan, they take care of all the maintenance, but yeah, but you paid all that money on the insurance that you never had to make a claim on because the car for 3 years you kept really, really well and maintained it. No one hit it, but you spend an extra $200, $300, $400 a month of capital just. So what do you really do with your money? You don't buy a car. Again, start your own business. Start your own business. Invest in yourself. Travel. I'm gonna start showing people how to do that and how I do it. I'm gonna start a new program. It's gonna be the $10 startup. It's only costs $10 for you to start your own business. So don't buy a car, Uber it, use my Uber code in the description below, use the bus. What are your thoughts and feelings on it? How do you feel? Leave some comments for me in the comments section there. I will get back to and respond to as many comments as I can. And if you're still dealing with bad credit, please hit me up, 609creditrepair.com. Okay, 609creditrepair.com. Let me explain to you how credit helped me. Okay, cool. I had a Quicksilver card, Capital One Quicksilver card. I got 20% back on all my Uber rides for the past 6 months or 7 months. Actually, they just sent me a statement that said I saved $120 on all my Uber rides for the 6 months. But 20% back plus the Quicksilver card gives you 1.5% cash back on everything that you purchase. So I was getting 21.5% cash back on my Uber rides. 20% was just deducted off my statements, and then 1.5% cash back was put into my cash back like bank, and I could take that money out whenever I need. I'm going to use it for when we go to Europe. I have an Amex card that gives me membership rewards points that I can redeem with Uber, so I've gotten free rides with Uber that way, and that's from having good credit, and I'll be able to use those when I go to Europe and be able to use my cash back on my Quicksilver card and get free rides. I'm going to take a free ride to the airport. Our airfares fee and all the taxes and fees are taken care of. So I've got a free trip to Europe, and that kind of value that adds to my life, learning and seeing what other people are living like and enjoying their lives and interacting with other people and getting a different mindset. Plus, when someone drives you around, you have a different mindset. You feel different. You feel more empowered. Someone wealthy usually was driven around, you know what I mean? Like, people who are wealthy get driven around all the time, so that's going to empower you, increase your mindset and your value, and increase your wealth earning potential. So there's a lot of great value in having good credit, utilizing it, leveraging it, utilizing it to make a business, utilizing your time and energy in a much more efficient manner. Just becoming conscious of where you spend your time and your money is so important. It changed my life when I started budgeting for a trip to Japan, because then I was budgeting my life. I was actually budgeting and seeing where my time and money and energy was going. So that had an impact on my travel. That had an impact on my credit. That all is intertwined with your life and your life force, which you're giving up when you go to work or when you're in debt or whatever. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, helps me keep doing these videos, okay? And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, and check out my website if you still need help with your credit repairing at 609creditrepair.com. 609creditrepair.com. I'm out.